Son of Sam witness Tommy Z. Excerpts of the evolution of his statements. After the Moskowitz and Violante shooting and prior to the arrest of Berkowitz, Tommy Z was coined as a key witness in the case, so much so that he was under police protection. August 4th, 1977, precinct room activity frantic in Son of Sam's search. Jack Murphy, the task force spokesman. Is it true that a heavy guard is being put around Tommy Z? Asked one reporter after reading a story about the security being set up to protect a very strong witness. He's not that heavy, said Murphy, a red-faced policeman in a brown leisure suit. Everyone says when you sit him down, he has nothing to say. That story is a lot of bull. Despite that, several newspapers reported that Tommy Z is being kept under police guard away from his home, police said. Let's take a listen to a few discrepancies or changes in Tommy Z's story. 1977, another witness to the latest shooting was identified by police only as Tommy Z, who was sitting in a car nearby the killing at the time of the attack. Tommy Z told police he saw the killer approach Violante's car, crouch, open fire, and walk calmly away. 1979. Zaino says that after turning away from his observations of the man, he next looked into his rearview mirror and saw the man walk slowly across Shore Parkway toward Violante's car, pull the gun from beneath his shirt, crouch, and fire. The killer, says Zaino, then ran like hell into the park and disappeared. I never saw a guy run that fast. Police reports dated July 31st, 1977 do show that Zaino states that the perpetrator ran back into the park after shooting at the car. His description of the perpetrator was as follows. Male white, 25 to 35 years, short, 5'7" or up, stocky build, light-haired, wearing a light flannel shirt with rolled-up sleeves and dungarees. Here's what he tells Lifer and Armiente in 1979.
Was he heavy set? Was he thin?
Or with the shirt out of his pants. He looked, stocky. Mm-hmm. He didn't look built or nothing, but he looked heavy.
How tall would you say he was?
I'd say he was around 5'9". I know he was a little taller than me, plus he was bigger.
Could you describe his hair?
His hair, when I seen him, his hair was like wild and long and straight.
How long would you say? Shoulder length? Longer, shorter, like yours?
Well, yeah, like you could say it was like mine.
But at this point, having seen photographs of Berkowitz, both on TV and in the press, do you feel it's the same person that pulled the trigger that night? Yeah. Even though the discrepancy in the hair is as great as it is.
I still say it's him.
Now you mentioned something earlier about wet hair would look that way. Was that something you thought of, or did the police happen to mention?
No, they didn't tell me nothing.
Has anyone swayed your opinion as far as what you saw, or what you could have seen that night?
What do you mean?
In other words, have you been biased by, let's say, the police department mentioning that it could have looked that way if his hair was wet, or anyone else you may have spoken to since then that may have injected some other thoughts?
Yeah, nobody really. Everybody, when they seen this picture, they really, I don't know if they really believe me that what I seen with the hair was the right way.
If you saw him in a lineup with others, you think you can pick him up? Of course, you saw his true picture and everything.
I seen his pictures.
That's why.
Are you satisfied that was David Berkowitz?
When I seen him.
In other words, what I'm getting at.
When I first seen him, something that night. I remember the first night when they, you know, it was when they caught him. It was, I was still in the hotel and everything, and I seen it on TV. It was flashed on the, you know, he was downtown, and I seen him. And something went through me, and I looked at him, and I, you know.
No, I didn't think it was David Berkowitz then, and I don't think it's him now.
A young man named Tommy Zaino was parked directly in front of the victims and watched the attack in his rearview mirror. He described the gunman as having messy blonde hair and a light gray shirt that was out of his trousers.
He looked like he was in good shape, because after he fired the shots, he took right off it back into the park fast.
Do you believe it was David Berkowitz who pulled the trigger that night?
I didn't believe it was him then, and I don't believe it's him now. Why? Because of his shape when he took off and ran. And then a week later, we seen David Berkowitz, and what he looked like, I don't think he was physically capable of doing that.
This is the sketch police drew from Zaino's description, but it was never released to the public, even though cops described Zaino as their best witness in all the Son of Sam shootings.
Just a shorty comparison video. I have 2 full-length videos on Tommy Zaino where we break down police reports as well as the full DA questioning. Thank you for listening.